And this would not be my first pick for a family that has a lot of folks with long hair. Definitely not a first pick. All right, welcome back to the workbench, everybody. Today, I've got a Dyson up here on the bench. This is a Dyson. Check out the model number, UP20. So, it's the animal, which doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but it means it's purple. That's what animal means. It came with some carpet cleaning and maybe a couple of specialized tools. That is what animal means. So they said that this is that this smells burning. So let's check this out and see what's going on. I am going to put this in the downward position, handle down, so that the brush roll will engage in case that smell is coming from there. So first I'm going to turn on the main motor. I can smell a little something. I don't think it's from the brush roll. I think it's from the main motor. But we'll find out. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this head by taking off this clip. Just unclips right there. And then this bad boy just wiggles off. It's the only nice thing about working on Dyson balls is taking the head off is toolless and easy. All the rest of it is a little bit of a nightmare, but let's go ahead and take this off. We're going to check first and make sure that nothing down here looks out of sorts, because if it is, that could create a burning smell. So what I'm doing right now is each side of the brush roll, there's two sides to it, and the motor and drive are in the middle. So what I'm doing now is I'm unscrewing the screws that retain each end cap so that I can take these out and make sure that the burning smell is not coming from here. So now that I've taken that out, these just pop out like so. And oh my goodness, yeah. This might... See, I wouldn't smell this unless I'd been running the vacuum for a while. But look at that. Zoom in on that carnage here. Okay. So all this hair got wrapped to the end and got wrapped around the direct drive shaft coming out to the brush roll. So yeah, that's not good. So go ahead and try to hook some of this off of here using my preferred hair removal method. All right, so some of this is back behind this back behind this drive. Oops, I need to zoom back out. Some of that's back behind this this drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this. This is a T10. Now that should just pull off. Okay, so we've got the T10 screw down inside there. We've got that piece that it engages with, and now we can take this and pull off everything that got wrapped behind that drive shaft. So now if this goes too far on a machine, it pulled right off, and I don't see anything in the bearing down here. If this goes too far on a machine, though, it can ruin your direct drive. It'll start stripping out gears, could burn out the motor. It's no fun. So if you own a Dyson, really pretty much any ball kind of runs off of a similar, any recent ball runs off of a similar design. If you own one, you will want to stay on top of cleaning the hair off of the brush roll, because unlike other brands that have, like Riccar has steel brush rolls, Cibo has glass fiber reinforced gear sets. This is just ABS, so this will melt, and that's definitely, they probably smelled, you can see where the hair was burning right there. So where it started to melt down, but that is hair mixing with plastic. So eventually that would have melted everything down. The other thing to watch out for on these guys is all these little air channels right here. These all get clogged up. So you want to make sure that those are free heading into the machine. So we'll just clean that real quick. It's stuck back behind there. We'll have to take off this little tray to get back there. That's one of my big criticisms of this particular nozzle design, is this inlet is really small. It's super easy to clog this up. Even if it's not with large debris, like this fuzz here, you get something caught and it just starts to build. It's just not my favorite. And this would not be my first pick for a family that has a lot of folks with long hair. Definitely not a first pick for that kind of situation. Because your average owner is not going to know to take a T10 and go down here to get to this Torx head to remove like this drive cover, so you can pull it off and get to the hair. Like, your average user is never ever going to do this, so it does end up being a problem for people who have a lot of folks with long hair in their household. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, yep. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so this one's worse. This side is definitely worse. You can see where it was starting to melt, and unfortunately, see if we can see this here. Unfortunately, that has led to us being able to see the ball bearings. It wore away the cover for the bearings down inside here. There's not a lot of play. Everything seems smooth-ish. This is where your discretion comes in as a vacuum tech. Because here's the thing. this will probably run for a long time like this, especially if they maintain and keep hair out of it. Because it feels smooth, because it feels okay, I'm personally of the opinion that this would be okay to let it ride. And here's the other reason. The price of, you can't buy just like the direct drive box. You've got to buy the whole nozzle. If you could even get a nozzle, which I doubt you can, anytime you order Dyson parts these days, they're pretty much always back ordered, and then you've got to wait for them. So even if you could find a nozzle that was in stock, it's going to be expensive because they sell this whole thing as an assembly. You don't just get, you know, the direct drive box. You buy the whole enchilada. So, you know, that is cost prohibitive, you know, particularly given the fact that this is not a vacuum that is particularly suited to this household based on the amount of hair that I'm seeing. So I'm just going to drop a bunch of oil down in there. I was pretty liberal with it. That will just sit in there. It is silicone based. It does have Teflon in it, so it will kind of impregnate the plastic and the metal with some lubricity. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this back in. Now, if that bearing felt rough, if there were pieces of the ball bearing missing, if it was jammed at all or felt wiggly, I'd replace it or tell them that we needed to put it on back order and replace it. I can't say for certain that the part's on back order, but there's like a 85-90% chance it's on back order these days with Dyson, the way they're doing their parts distribution. Okay, what I'm going to do too is while I'm in here, because we've got a hair issue going on, I'm also going to take off the end caps of these brush rolls. Even though they feel fairly free, I don't want to take any chances. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep. It's a good thing I didn't. So that would also create a burning smell. Bearing looks okay. It wore away part of the shield, not nearly as much as that other one. Bearing feels plenty smooth. So I'm just going to put, again, a little dab of oil. And because it kind of wore away that seal, it should penetrate easily. Get all the dust out of there. Okay, and back on with the screw. So I'm relatively confident that the issue that this customer was experiencing with the burning smell was related directly to the hair we found in this brush roll. Even though the brush roll sounded okay when it was running, it wouldn't have for long based on the amount of incursion by the hair on those bearings. So they caught it early, which was good. Means that they're going to get out of this for the price of a power nozzle service and not, poke myself, and not a, not any parts, which is kind of nice. I have the capability to carry Dyson. I choose not to. I could order some tomorrow if I wanted to, but I have chosen not to carry them because, again, of issues like this. They're very complicated and over-engineered machines. And that's not to say everything they do is bad. I mean, they've got some really cool tech. Their brushless motors on their stick backs are freaking cool. You know, even though I don't like bagless, by far they still have the best dust separation out of any bagless machine. If you've got to go bagless, Root Cyclone's the way to go. But where Dyson kind of finds its Achilles heel is when it comes to engineering the rest of it. It is very over-engineered, and that, in my experience, has affected usability, reliability, and maintainability. And I know there's a lot of Dyson fanboys out there. I get it. You guys are like 12 years old. No, I'm joking. It just reminds me of a vacuum that my son would like. My son's 4 years old. He loves robots. He loves colorful things. He loves things that look like spaceships. And guess what? Dyson checks all those boxes. So I don't know if it's the futurist in all of us or the child in all of us that it appeals to, but I get the appeal. I just I've had too much experience fixing them. Here's the thing. I would feel fine owning a Dyson V-Series. In fact, I've owned several. And the reason why I've felt comfortable owning those is because I can work on them. I know what goes wrong, and I can avoid that by maintaining them. All right, we got about 5 minutes left. Real quick, I'm going to check. Whoa. Yeah. That's pretty dirty. Let's see in there. I could definitely use a wash. That wouldn't cause a burning smell, though. The last place that I'm going to check is I'm going to check HEPA and just make sure there's no burned carbons on this. No signs that the motor is giving out, and this looks fine. Looks totally fine. Very little carbon dusting, so the motor appears to be in good shape. If the motor was going out and creating a burning smell, that would be black. So what I'm going to do is I've done the work to the nozzle. That'll take care of the burning smell. Obviously, they need to wash their secondary filter. I will call them and offer in the morning to take care of that for them if they want it. In all honesty, if they're going to pay me to clean it, I just drop a new one in there because it's cheaper for them than paying my labor rate to wash and dry one of those bad boys. So let's go ahead and vacuum that out. Okay. All the dust, all the freaking dust you get on a Dyson. Can't believe that people think these are sealed systems. Yeah, the air pathway is sealed until you pop open the cup, and then bye-bye to your HEPA filtration. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and test this off camera. I'm 100% sure that we took care of the issue because I am running out of memory card fast. So in any case, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. We're a small business, and you know, this is one of our avenues of getting the word out there and educating people, and you know, any help that you can provide in giving us a subscription would be fantastic. Really appreciate it, and of course, we will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.